Hello the internet! A while ago I put out a call for questions for you to ask me and me to answer you. And I did so with the addendum of I'll answer these individually in case I've not got enough questions. I've always wanted to do one of these videos, but that was my biggest fear. I just wasn't sure there'd be enough questions for me to answer. Lo and behold, I asked, you answered, and now you asked and I answer you, kind of. I'm making this more confusing than it needs to be. Obvious stuff out of the way first. I'm IkiFoo, or Iki, whatever you like, but in the real life I go as Gordon. I work as a software engineer, have done for about 3 years. I live in Glasgow, Scotland. That's the one above England, if you're not good at geography. Don't worry about it if you are, my geography is god awful. I've got no right to make fun of anybody else's. My interests include video games, cats, programming, cats, music, food, cats, movies, books, sometimes, and cats. It's a fairly wide list, isn't it? I have one sibling, a brother, older but shorter. You might have seen him actually, he's on the Geek and Sundry Vlogs channel talking about retro games. Yeah, right there. We get along fine. Okay, boring preamble out of the way. Questions.
Do you like dogs?
They're okay. You know what I really prefer?
Do you like rabbits?
Rabbits are really cute. You know what I really prefer?
Peanut butter or Marmite?
No.
Do you play a musical instrument? If not, which one would you like to learn?
Guitar, bass, tiny bit of drums. Failed attempts include the keyboard and the recorder. The keyboard kind of doesn't count because it was a choice between that or sitting in class in primary school. We had the opportunity to Skype class for an hour, half an hour, something like that. I took it. Keyboard I've been trying a bit longer. The interest comes and goes. But for some reason just doing two separate rhythms with my hands just doesn't work. I don't know why. I can play guitar fine, you know, that's okay, but maybe it's because it's doing the same kind of action. Maybe that screws me up. Although, daft random fact about me, I love commentaries and behind the scenes stuff for films and TV shows. The embarrassing part is I probably watch them more than the actual stuff it's based on. But I do remember one for Family Guy, don't remember what episode or even what season, probably before they started making wanton rape jokes and I stopped watching. Seth MacFarlane was talking about somebody who'd come in to play guitar for one of the episodes, and he commented that he could play piano, which I can't do, but he couldn't figure out how to play guitar, which I can do, for the same reasons I can't play piano. It was two separate rhythms with two different hands, and I don't know why, it's just, you know, me and him, like that, but opposite.
What is your favourite colour?
Green or blue. It varies. I can't really decide between them. Although, I've never had a bedroom painted green, so blue kind of wins out on that one. Also, it kind of depends what colour this actually is.
What determines a person's hair colour and why are so many Scots ginger? Where do babies come from?
Fucking.
How do you solve the problem of overpopulation?
Less fucking.
What's your favourite video game character ever?
The hard ones already. I'm not great at determining whether a story in a game is good, and characters kind of fall under that category. Maybe it's just the ones that I have the best time with, the ones that make me laugh, the ones that aren't dumbfuck egotistical pricks who... Sorry, I'm not long after reviewing Deponia, and that guy, that protagonist, that fucking guy. I uninstalled that game the second I didn't need it anymore. Seriously. This is kind of new to the medium because, you know, to paraphrase Movie Bob, the first games were blobs and other blobs, and it's like, hey, here's this cool thing, you can interact with it, and here's blocks because this is all we can do right now. And then you have them looking like little guys, and you can tell stories, then you get actual characters out of them. I flail a lot. Even in the early days of them actually looking like people we can relate to, they still didn't necessarily have characters. The two guys from Contra on the NES, You tell me what their characters are. They're just defined by their jobs of shooting stuff. Aliens and linebackers for some reason. So I've had a long period where I've not had any means to judge a character, so that's my excuse for being, well, shite at it. But I've stalled long enough, let's go for some examples. I really liked Luton from Discworld Noir. He was smart, competent, vaguely, and effortlessly sarcastic. He just had this endless supply of sarcasm for whoever he came across. Didn't seem to matter who it was, whether it was some captain in a tavern somewhere or the head of the frickin' city guard. So I guess that comes under the category of made me laugh. Similar note, Laverne from Day of the Tentacle. Just somebody who's, for some reason, studying biology. It's really scary considering what happens when you try and get her to use a scalpel on something.
I can't. My therapist and I have an agreement.
But it's just a character that is so gleefully insane. It's hard not to smile, really. And plus she changes the course of history by changing the American flag. Spoilers! A slightly more recent example, Deathspank, because he made me smile whenever he greeted someone in his overly dramatic hero tone with Ron Gilbert-laced humour. A bit more meta than Ron Gilbert usually gets, but still good. Greetings, filthy peasant! Greetings, nondescript man! Greetings, wizard awkwardly placed in the woods! You know, stuff like that. It's good fun. I really need to get that game again, actually, because I had it on XBLA, but I was unemployed for about 6 months a couple of years ago, and I had to sell one of my consoles for money, so I picked the PS3, which doesn't charge you to go online and play multiplayer. And then I never played the multiplayer. Unfortunately, you'll find I can't answer these favourite questions. It's just, I have to give like 4 or 5 examples, because my answer will probably change. Hopefully to one of those answers. It probably won't. It'll just change to whatever the hell I feel like that week. You could probably keep asking that question. These things will get like half an hour long and it will just be me answering the same favourite questions each time. Actually, please don't do that.
What is your least favourite video game that you've ever played?
This is difficult for me in a different way because my least favourite game may not be the worst one ever made. I make a very distinct line between those two. Just because I don't enjoy a game doesn't necessarily mean it's bad or the worst. In fact, what I was talking about earlier, Deponia, a perfect example. It was a game functionally and gameplay wise great, with all this great stuff, simple interface, just left and right click, the mouse wheel for the inventory, fantastic, hints when you press the spacebar as to what can be interacted with, great. And even skipping to exits, would you double click on? Yes! All these things, so much yes. And then your main character's an arsehole, who acts like an arsehole to everybody you see. And just about everybody you see is in the first 2 hours of the game. That made me not want to play it very much. Good old reviewer integrity getting me through again. Thing is, on some level I love all video games, even the bad ones. I mean, I'm surprised I didn't end up in games testing sooner, but I only did it for like less than a year. But I was playing the same game 40 hours a week, and I still wasn't sick of it. I didn't play it at home, mind you, but that's mainly because my PC ran it like utter arse, as did any PC with a 32-bit operating system. It was very memory hungry. I think I've rambled enough for that question. Let's go on to another.
Favourite non-Sierra/LucasArts adventure game?
I like this question because it makes me realise how few games I've played that weren't from Sierra or LucasArts, and how many in that subsequent category came from Wajitai. I'm gonna say Resonance, because that was just very well put together. A little sprinkle of new ideas and all of it just put together in a solid fashion. Just good stuff. I really want to see what Wajitai do next with the Blackwell something. Whatever it is, I really want to see it. On the same lines, Gemini Rue is good as well, but it does get edged out by Resonance by the fact that it has a verb list. Even if you can use the foot to kick down doors, which is awesome, but still a verb list. Not keen. I really picked the wrong fucking category of games to review, didn't I? So there you go, there's 2. Oh, Broken Sword, 1 and 2, they're good as well. Haven't played the other 2, we'll see.
Favourite non-adventure game?
Okay, I'm just going to bust out a bunch of games here because I will not be able to decide and it will change week to week. Command & Conquer, Knights of the Old Republic, System Shock 2, Deus Ex, Gunstar Heroes, Spider Solitaire. Seriously, I've played so much Spider Solitaire, it's not even funny. I'm actually glad that Windows 8 doesn't have an easily playable windowed version of it. It only does like the weird Metro app, full screen one.
Favourite video game boss ever?
Seven Force. Technically cheating because he has 7 forms, but I'm sticking to it, he's a great boss. He turns into a literal gun, what more do you want? I kind of second closest the last boss of Brutal Legend because, well, it's purely because of the music that they play at the end. Not going to spoil that for you, but it's just, you meet the boss, you're about to fight him, that music kicks in. That's one of my best moments in gaming, swear to God. And somewhere far behind it in third place is the Psychonauts boss that loudly announces each attack he does in another meta way from a developer that worked on Day of the Tentacle.
D20 or D100 system?
Okay, for realsies, I've only ever played with D20. I never had to do a D100 roll. And I've not even played that much D&D, so I didn't get that much experience with D20 either. Although I'm a T-Rex now. I like the idea of D100 being like decimalised and you can get like 0 to 100%, but it seems kind of obscene. I've never seen like anybody use a D100 lookup table. I kind of want to doubt that they exist, but in my heart I know some bugger has done that. I mean, I would not want to be playing Gorka Morka and go into the dock and have 100 different options for what the hell happens to my guy. I mean, when your guy goes to the doctor in Gorka Morka, you've only got 6 options and they range from the doctor fucks your guy up even worse to forgetting to operate on him to getting bored and trying a completely different procedure. Sometimes it's a cybernetic limb, that's okay, but it's not really what you wanted. Plus I can't get this thought out of my head that if you start rolling a D100 it just doesn't stop, it propels itself down until it gets to the Z. I know most people will just use 2 D10s, but I've seen a D100 and it is frightening. So yeah, D20 I guess.
Worst game ever?
I'm separating this out from the least favourite video game question for the reasons I explained earlier. They're 2 different things. Least favourite and the worst game, not necessarily the same thing. Should I just go get all my copies of Shaq-Fu? Because needless to say, I have more than one. Although I do have something funny about worst video games. Me and my brother have this tradition. Every Christmas, birthday, whichever gift-giving celebration we happen to be at, we get each other a good gift, which is just something good, and a bad gift, which usually takes the form of a very bad game. I think I kind of won it last time with Mary-Kate and Ashley's Mystery Mall. But after that, he attempted to retaliate with this. Mary-Kate and Ashley's Sweet 16 License to Drive. Thing is, I don't know if this is the worst game I've ever played, because I haven't played it, because... Yep, he thought he got me a bad game, but he just got me an ugly case. Which is kind of the same thing, really. I might not have even played it. And we'll just throw out a mention to Big Rigs here as well, because it's Big Rigs. It's the equivalent of somebody's university coursework from 3rd year computer studies that accidentally got released in retail. It's oh, how do you do that? How does that happen? I don't know. Don't know.
And how's the weather?
It's Scotland. In October. I think you can guess.
Cake or brick?
Well, brick is more handy, but I don't think I can physically refuse cake.
If Susie asks for 12 bananas, how many dinosaurs will peddle their unicycles into a wall made of cheese?
All of them. Because stupid little Susie couldn't wait 2 seconds for the dinosaurs to dismount their bicycles so she could ask them a question. They've already got the tiny arms as it is, riding a bike doesn't need to be made any harder for them. And near lactose, are you daft, woman? But what do you expect? They've never seen dairy. How do you expect their intestines to know what the hell's going on down there? So yeah, you couldn't wait 2 seconds to ask them a question. They pedal into cheese. I mean, they get a soft landing, fair enough, but then their bodies go haywire. And you know what happened? Yeah, the dinosaurs got wiped out. So well done, Susie, you stupid Ben. Marks out of 10 from bananas. Bananas don't judge me. Bananas are my friends. That's why I don't eat them. No, we've got an agreement. If A equals B, why is Z pineapple?
Daddy or chips?
Well, they're both vaguely yellow and increase my blood pressure. Yay! Not really, I just couldn't think of anything funny.
What is the question you would least like to be asked here?
I'd hate to be asked, what's your most embarrassing moment? Because I'm not really ready to reveal that to the whole internet, so... yeah, glad I didn't get asked that question.
That question.
That's not a question, that's a statement. Okay, that's all the questions for this time. Thank you so much to everybody who asked. I know I requested them, but you came through, you helped me out. Thank you. Thank you everybody who asked. If I didn't answer your question, it's because it was really stupid or required far too much preparation. I mean, I barely found the bother to put those Wikipedia links in. I mean, seriously. Why? Look it up. It's there. So that's me for now. I don't have a sign off. Although I've never had a bedroom. Bedroom. Vote for bedroom. Water in my face.